A sad way to end National Police Week. Family and friends are paying tribute to fallen Richmond County Deputy Alton Creech this morning. Deputy Creech died yesterday afternoon at the hospital from blunt force trauma. Creech crashed his motorcycle Thursday afternoon. Investigators say he was involved in the crash with a car on I-20 westbound near Bel-Air Road. Investigators say that Creech was off duty at the time and the accident happened while he was riding his personal motorcycle. And last night, fellow police officers came out with Creech's family and friends for a vigil to remember him. We sent WJBF News Channel 6's Mike Miller to Georgia Regents Medical Center.
If you're like me, you're trying desperately tonight to think of something good about what's going on.
And that's exactly why friends, family, and law enforcement officers gathered on Friday night to remember the good times they shared with Deputy Alton Creech.
Well, Alton was a great person. He was always full of laughter. He always had a story to tell. That's what I know I keep hitting on that, but that's one of the main things that you could really say about him is he had some very vibrant stories, and he told them with such enthusiasm. You really felt like you were a part of the story.
Deputy Billy Holtman says he met Creech when they were teenagers. He said as they grew up, they lost touch with one another, but they reconnected at the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. Holtman says Creech was a man of God, a family man, and a dedicated police officer.
He's always been passionate about law enforcement since I've known him. The day I met him when we started cruising Washington Road together, he was actually in the process of applying for law enforcement. So I know it was a passion of his from day one.
Holtman says this is a difficult time now for everyone at the Sheriff's Office, but especially for Creech's family. For Holtman, Creech's death brings back memories of other officers who have died so young.
And that's one thing I hope people understand, that, we are law enforcement officers and we do have that thick outer shell, but inside we're people just like everybody else. We have feelings, we have friends, we have loved ones, and it affects us just the same.
Funeral arrangements will be posted on the Richmond County Sheriff's Office Facebook page sometime in the next few days. Richmond County Sheriff Richard Roundtree is sharing his thoughts on the deputy as well. Roundtree said that the Deputy Creech was much more than just an employee. He was also a friend.
Alton is a very giving person. He is a friend. I haven't heard one person say one bad thing about him. I always saw him with a smile on his face. He was always willing to work, always willing to learn. Again, he never said a bad word about anybody.
And not only are police officers remembering their colleague, fellow bikers gathered to honor him as well. Community members and friends say he was one of Richmond County's top deputies. Hundreds gathered last night to remember their friend Alton Creech, and as word became known that he died, motorcycle memorials took off. Nearly 40 people gathered after work at Harley-Davidson to show their support.
I spoke with Alton yesterday. I was actually waiting for a call back from him, and I was on my way home, and got home and seen on the news that he was in the accident. It was just complete, utter disbelief that this had happened to him.
And to learn more about prayer vigils or how you can help his family, visit our website, WJBF.com. A Grovetown man was among one of 4 soldiers killed by an explosion in Afghanistan on Thursday. Michael Bradford worked with DynCorp International on the Combined Security Transition Command as a civilian contractor. Bradford was a veteran of the U.S. Army, having served in Iraq. His wife is expecting their first baby at the end of June. It's now been 2 weeks since the attack on the Riverwalk, and now both suspects are behind bars. Authorities in Elkhart County, Indiana say that Kevin Richardson turned himself in there. Richardson has been wanted since that attack that sent 2 people to the hospital about 2 weeks back. He's being held in Indiana until he can be brought back to Augusta. The other suspect in that assault, Robbie Moses, is in jail after South Carolina authorities arrested him last week. The Team Zeta 5K run walk starts this morning, followed by a golf tournament in the afternoon. And for those in Barnwell, the community lost a little girl about a week ago. Zeta Brabham was just 3 years old, and her little life was filled with hospital stays and numerous surgeries. Today's a way for the family to say thanks through these 2 events that were scheduled before Zeta died. The 5K starts in just about an hour at 8 this morning, and the 4th annual Team Zeta golf tournament follows that race. It's all taking place at the Sweetwater Country Club in Barnwell. Now you can look for much more about Zeta Brabham and her family this Thursday right here on News Channel 6 at 6 and 11. The Aiken Area Operation Christmas Child Team will celebrate the ministry's 20th year and the 100 millionth shoebox collected. There is a celebration today at Millbrook Baptist Church in Aiken. The organization has collected its 100 millionth shoebox since the organization's inception back in 1993. Since then, children from around 130 different countries have received shoeboxes filled with gifts. And the Big Thunder over Augusta event kicks off today at Evans Town Center Park. Helicopter rides start at 9 this morning. It's all kicking off around noon later on with the festivities, and it wraps up around 9 with a huge fireworks display. Now, this year's event is free to the public. Gary Sinise's Lieutenant Dan Band are the featured performers, but some road closures to make sure that you are avoiding that area. The first one starts on Evans Town Center Boulevard, and it heads to the back of the Evans Plaza Shopping Center. The second closure is at Evans Town Center Boulevard from Washington Road to Ronald Reagan Drive. Now, those areas will be closed until midnight tonight. And meteorologist Jason Nappy is in the forecast center right now with your weather on the 6s. And as you mentioned, Jason, it is warm, but what about the showers? When do we expect to see some rain today?
Any minute now, especially moving from west to east in the CSRA, we're going to see those showers push through. But it is certainly a warm start to your Saturday morning. Temperatures in the 60s. It's 7:07 right now. Temperature of 64 degrees for the CSRA down in Augusta, just outside Television Park. 65 down at Bushfield. 67 in Thompson. So it's widespread 60s. Here's the rain off to the west, and that's going to be pushing through to the east, moving east on I-20 over the next several hours. So get ready for rain in the forecast today. 82 by noon, 86 by 4 o'clock. A 50% chance those rain showers will turn into thunderstorms by the afternoon.
All right, get out those umbrellas.
Yes.